Have you ever looked at the stock market and thought, this feels rigged? But while we were watching Elon and Bezos fight for the billionaire throne, a little-known Indian businessman named Gautam Adani quietly became the richest man in Asia, gaining $100 billion in wealth in just a few years. And then, in a matter of days, he lost over half of it. What happened? Some say he was the victim of a smear campaign. Others claim it was the greatest stock manipulation scheme in modern history. January 2023. A single report drops online. Within hours, $100 billion is wiped off the face of Earth. Stock prices freefall, trading halts, media explodes. One man is accused of pulling off a corporate con of epic proportions. The man? Gautam Adani. His company? The Adani Group, a conglomerate with ties to ports, energy, defense, agriculture, airports, and even coal mines across the globe. What was the accusation? That the Adani empire was built on lies, fake companies, hidden debt, and a web of offshore entities used to inflate stock prices. A house of cards, about to collapse. Who is Gautam Adani? Gautam Adani wasn't born a billionaire. He wasn't even born rich. He dropped out of college, worked as a diamond sorter, and eventually started importing commodities. But then, he pivoted. He got government contracts. He built ports, power plants, railroads, airports. And soon, the Adani Group became the backbone of Indian infrastructure. By 2022, his companies were worth hundreds of billions. His personal wealth had skyrocketed past $120 billion. He was richer than Buffett, Zuckerberg, Gates. And yet, no one outside India seemed to know his name. The Hindenburg bombshell, January 24, 2023. An American investment firm named Hindenburg Research drops a 100-plus page report. The title, Adani Group: How the World's Third Richest Man is Pulling the Largest Con in Corporate History. Their claim: Adani companies were massively overvalued. They used a network of shell companies in Mauritius, UAE, and the Caribbean to funnel money back into their own stocks. Insiders were artificially inflating share prices, debt was hidden from investors, and the entire empire was teetering on collapse. The report was like a grenade, and the explosion was global. Too big to fail, or built to inflate. The Adani Group isn't a typical business. It's everywhere in India. Ports, energy grids, cement, even solar power. The company's success was often aligned with government support. In fact, critics often pointed out Adani's close relationship with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Photo ops, public praise, business contracts. Some saw it as a natural alliance between business and state. Others saw something much darker. That Adani's rise wasn't just capitalism, it was cronyism. The meltdown after the Hindenburg report, things moved fast. Adani's companies lost over $100 billion in market value in a matter of days. Foreign investors panicked. Indian regulators scrambled. Bankers cancelled funding. Adani cancelled a $2.5 billion stock offering after it was already fully subscribed. It was a financial humiliation, yet he denied everything. He called the report a calculated attack on India.
A calculated attack on India.
He claimed it was a smear campaign timed to damage the nation's economic rise. And many of his supporters believed him. After all, who would benefit from taking down India's most powerful businessman? The web of companies. Here's where it gets deep. Hindenburg accused Adani of using over 30 shell companies in Mauritius alone. These offshore entities allegedly held large chunks of Adani stock, were controlled by close associates and relatives, were used to pump stock prices while making it seem like public demand. If true, this would mean Adani didn't build his empire through market confidence, but by secretly buying it himself at higher and higher prices. And once those inflated valuations were used to secure loans, the whole machine became a ticking time bomb. Government silence and market fragility. Despite the allegations, the Indian government stayed quiet. The financial regulators opened limited investigations. Some banks paused funding, but no criminal charges were filed. Why? Critics say it's simple. Adani is too big to touch, because if he falls, India's economy might fall with him. Millions of investors, retirement funds, infrastructure projects, all tied to Adani stock. And maybe, just maybe, that was the plan all along. Unique perspective, illusion or insight. So let's ask the real question. Did Gautam Adani build one of the greatest business empires of the 21st century? Or did he master the illusion of wealth, using offshore mirrors, political shadows, and financial smoke? Maybe it's both. Because here's the truth. In today's world, the line between success and scandal isn't thin, it's invisible. So the next time you see a meteoric rise, a billionaire with no brand, a company that seems too good to fail, ask yourself, is it innovation or an illusion? Because sometimes in the world of finance, the biggest fortunes aren't earned, they're borrowed
for just enough time.